Yeah. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Give me all the feels. Give me all the feels.
Welcome to Behind the Love. I'm Maya.
And I'm Quan. We're talking life as real working artists while breaking down the final season of your favorite episodes.
Yeah.
Love Undone.
Yes. If you haven't already, please go to YouTube and subscribe to our channel, like, share it with all of your friends, and start binge watching today. Seasons 1, Seasons 2, and our final season, Season 3, is out now.
We are nearing the end, girl.
I know.
How are you feeling now that the project is like in the world?
I feel really, really good. I feel proud of what we've accomplished. I feel so happy. And watching the show as a fan, I'm excited every week. I'm on the edge of my seat, talking back to the TV. And I'm also just thinking about the collaborative spirit of the show. Every time I watch a scene, it reminds me, we couldn't put this on by ourselves. There's so many people, the writers, the crew. So it's a beautiful thing to see how hard we've all worked for this moment.
I definitely agree with that. Watching it, I just have to remind myself to be in the present because I'm just like, let me text her, like, can we reshoot? Because I don't like this. But I'm trying to separate myself and just be a fan and be excited, much like yourself. 6 o'clock on Sunday, I'm just like, all right, got my Ben and Jerry's, I'm just like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Drama,
Right.
and anxiety. But I'm
Right.
excited and I'm glad about the reception and I'm proud of the work that we've done.
Yes, again, our people in our comments section, we love you. Shout out to y'all because those comments are amazing. It's really giving us a lot of inspiration and love. And it's hard, I agree with you, not to be critical of yourself, right, when you're watching. But we've just been trying to sit back and watch and have fun along with you all. So thank you. Thank you so much.
Also, we want someone to give a shout out to, like you said, it's been a collaborative process.
Yes.
And what's been driving these scenes mostly is the music.
Talk about it.
Music has been moving the scenes in pivotal moments and pivotal ways. So what's been on your summer playlist as we go into summer?
Yes. So as we go into summer, I've been listening to a lot of Jill Scott. Shout out to Jill. If you're watching, we love you. I love me some Jill Scott, and her new album is incredible. If you haven't listened to it, you should. But the song on the album that I'm loving the most right now is called Be Great. It's featuring Trombone Shorty, and it's just a song about like stepping into your greatness and being the best you and just not being afraid to do what you want to do. Don't let anyone tell you can't. And I just love that song. It's giving me a lot of energy right now. I've also been listening to some Jay-Z. I've really been just running to him actually, and I feel like that's been keeping me going. It's making me feel powerful, like boosting my ego as a runner a little bit.
Shout out to Brooklyn.
Yes, shout out. And I'm sad that I'm not going to be here for the concert in July, but it's been great kind of getting back into his music and his discography. So, what are you listening to right now?
So I just came back from the Summer Walker concert,
Yes.
and that was my first time at Barclays. So shout out to Brooklyn once again. I had fun. So I've been listening to one song that was really good that she performed was "Take Me Out This Club," and then I have this artist on repeat all the time, Dawn Richard. So I listen to her single that's popping out to me is "Heaven." It talks about like a past relationship and what she did, the actions she took, and the wall she put down, and she just keeps repeating like I won't do that shit again. So like
Right.
that's been like a mantra for me.
Love
Just
that.
like
Shout out to Dawn if you're
shout out to
watching.
Dawn, girl,
We
come
love
back to
you.
New York. So yeah, I've just been like, I won't do that shit again. Let's go. Let's do something else. And then Kalani has a new album. I'm planning to see her as well.
Love her
And
album.
so
Let me know where you're going. We're going to that. That album's great.
has been like a little like, let me get back in my dancing bag. Let me move something.
Yes.
So yeah, those three songs have been on my mind, on my playlist in rotation heavily.
Awesome. So we have some concerts to go to this summer.
Yes.
Maybe we'll be outside.
We will be outside.
Enjoying.
Hand sanitizer.
Yeah.
Yes. Heavy on that.
Yes, but I agree with what you said before. The music this season is so, so good. I feel like after every scene, I find myself saying out loud, that music, that song, who was that? Looking for those artists. And so that makes me excited for our conversation today because it's going to be rooted in the music of this episode.
Yes, I'm excited too.
In the realm of music, we are really excited to speak to our special guest today because we have an artist whose music is featured in the Love Undone universe. And we have an actor who slays a good B-roll with music.
Yes.
And so we can't wait for our discussion today. And so we would like to welcome Robert and Lola Adanna.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So my first question, I want you guys to introduce yourselves and tell us, what does creating art in this moment mean to you? Let's start with Lola.
Okay, well, my name is Lola Adanna. I'm a singer. And what does creating music mean to me?
In this
Wow.
moment.
In this moment, wow. Well, right now where we are in the world is very important to make people feel good, to make people hear a message, to just, it moves people. It's love. Music is love. So I feel like, making it at this time specifically is very, very important, whether it's about love, whether it's about the world, anything. It's just, we need it. We need it.
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
definitely, it's frequency.
Love it. And you, Robert?
My name is Robert Barnes Jr. And right now I would say to let people know that they're loved, valued, and seen. And then for me personally, it would be more being more close to God because He's the greatest artist. So yeah.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen.
Yes, amen to that. So this show is all about talking to working artists who pursue their art and also work other jobs. All of it is work, right? We want to say that, like whether you're working, creating your art, we're just working nonstop.
Yeah.
So we want to know, how do you find that balance between the work of your art and then other work that you do for money and income?
Fueling the dream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I feel like everybody feels this way where it's like you work in your survival job and then you get home, you have to like fight yourself to do it. I think for me as an actor is just watching movies, watching TVs, and just seeing how people who are at that level are working. And then I'm now like just downloading random scripts. Like I just downloaded Casablanca and just reading it and just seeing how I will put my take into it as an actor and everything. So just reading scripts, reading books, but also as an actor, like living your life to the fullest. Like go on vacations, go out with friends. You can still hustle, but don't let the hustle not live your life because you need to be full to be an actor. So yeah.
That's what they say, the best experience as a
Yeah.
creative, I think, in general, is life.
Yeah, yeah.
Sure.
How about you, Lola?
Yeah, I definitely agree with that because I'm a nanny and I'm also a singer. So like balancing that it's a struggle because you want that whole time to do music because music is an ongoing thing. You need to be recording, you need to be promoting, you need to be making videos. So sometimes I find that very complicated to like balance both. And I'm always in a balance of like wanting to quit my job sometimes. Like bump this nanny thing. Like I just want to go 100% in music, but you also don't want to not have money to do things and live your
Yeah.
life and enjoy just life. So finding balance is hard, but you just have to any moment, even if it's 5 minutes. Like my vocal teacher's always telling me 5 minutes is better than no minutes.
That's so true.
Researching, watching concerts, doing all those things to make sure that you have a good stage presence, that
Yeah.
you're honing your craft, getting lessons. So balance is key.
Shout out to both of you.
Yeah.
I love it. You guys are both touring and doing it amazingly.
Thank you.
I can speak for myself. I'm a longtime fan of both of you. So
Thank you so
I'm so
much.
excited. I'm so excited to have you here once again. Thank you so much. for taking
thank
the
you.
time.
Thank you for having us. Yeah.
I don't know. It's hot in New York.
And wild.
Parades, the Knicks.
Sports.
It's a lot.
There's a lot.
Right.
Navigating the streets just to get here.
Exactly. Puerto Rican Day Parade.
Yeah.
Everything happened at once.
Yes,
Yeah.
we could be home. But
Yeah.
thank you. Now, coming back into the realm of the show, how does it feel to be a part of Love Undone? So let's start with Lola. You've been on the tracks
Yeah.
since Unconditional Love. You know?
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
how do you feel about hearing your music and being a part of this universe?
It's kind of, what's crazy? It's surreal a little bit because like I haven't had my music on a lot of shows and, now that I do, and my solo music, like my band has had music on there, but to have my music played and to move a scene is like amazing, and it makes me feel like I made it. Like, you know, when you have your songs on a show, you're like, people are actually hearing you, people are like listening to your music, looking you up. So it's been amazing, and I really appreciate it. The way you use my music to move it, I'd be like, oh, I didn't even know you did like that. It's like, you know, so it's amazing. I love it. I'm here for it.
Robert, can you speak about how you feel being a part of the universe, your journey?
Yeah, it feels like starting a new job while the job is on season 5. So it felt really great the first time being a day player and then just growing with the show and everything. And I'm just truly blessed. It's so fire. It's so dope. It's so dope. Like, just to be part of something that's already built in, and then just trying to find your way to put yourself in it, and it just works well. It's beautiful.
Yes. So, Robert, we were wondering, as we watched this season, we've noticed that your character has transformed quite a bit. And so we wanted you to just share some insight into your character. How did you get into the mindset of Dustin?
Dustin is me. Like, I'm gonna be honest. Dustin is like I wouldn't say performative. I think it's the hyper awareness of how I am every day. I'm calm now, but that's how it was like two years ago. And I think around that time when I got the script is when I was going through a lot of stuff of like questioning if I wanted to do that, if I wanted to continue acting, if I wanted to, do I see myself being a husband in the future, a father in the future? Can I find love? Then I had a loss. So all that stuff was really hitting me in a way where it's just like I had a space to let it out. And then also Dustin is interesting because, well, Dustin's interesting. Dustin's interesting because he is a man that is super aware of his emotions, and so am I. And I think this was kind of therapy for me in a way of like, how would I want my future self to be in this situation?
Right.
And being able to let Dustin and me be open to everything that was coming at him for the final season, I think it didn't come easy. It didn't come easy because there was times and moments where on set, you know, and people didn't know that because I kind of keep it to myself, that I didn't want to show anybody this side of me. And you don't really see a black man doing what Dustin is doing.
Yeah, being so vulnerable.
Right. So it's just like I had to give myself permission so that Dustin can live. And also while Dustin's living, I'm also living that too. So it was just like such a release of what was happening during my real life and what was happening for Dustin. So it was just
That comes through.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I can really see that. So kudos to you.
Thank you.
Yourself. I love that. Lola, as a longtime collaborator and as a fan of the show, how are you enjoying this season?
Oh, it's amazing. First of all, I was like, I feel like I'm a little bit starstruck because I was like, he's one of my favorite characters amongst many. Because when we get into it, Sandra was getting on my nerves a little bit. She was really good. I was like, yes, definitely. Okay, yeah, because I'm like, but I just love it. I love the trajectory. I love from where you came from, unconditional love, and the growth of the characters. Like when Maya came in, I was like, when Tori was there, I was like, oh, she, you know what I mean? So I've just been like, I love it. It's about Black love. It's about like gay love too. And I'm just having a good time getting my fiance into it. So, you know, it's tea. Definitely.
Clock it.
Yes. So before we get into our analysis of these episodes that just dropped, we wanted to know, Robert, what are some fun memories you have from set, or maybe like one moment from set that's really stands out?
I would say season 2 will always be my favorite, when me and Sandra Sachs was arguing and we had that whole improv thing and I said what I said at the end.
Yeah.
So that would be my best one, because when I first saw the actor playing that role, me and him talked, but then at some point me and him was like, let's lock in. And I was like, okay. All right.
That's June for you.
Yeah.
Shout out to June.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, so it was
Jeremiah.
yeah, so it was that was like will always be my favorite one.
I had a similar experience with June. We had to argue, and when we had the rehearsal, he stood up and he had bass in his voice, and I was like, "Hold on,
Yeah. He would push you. He would push you. They trying to question like, why am I mad at you
I
for
had to
real?
agree too. Like, check off.
I've only seen the warm, loving side.
Because he's buying onesie, trying to get kisses. Girl.
Shout out to June.
He's an inmate. Rehabilitation.
That was fun. Thanks for bringing that up.
Yeah.
In 305 and 306, we learned that actions have consequences. And then actions plus emotion equals destruction.
Yeah.
Coming from 304 into 305, we pick up with Juanita and Gideon on that last confrontation. I know as in the writer's room 304, I wanted to show Juanita's last-ditch efforts between her having her employees help pick up the needles, and then shout out to Stanley and shout out to Joey who plays Stanley as well. And then this series villain, Lisa, ultimately just like, right, she's getting fired. But I guess the ultimate betrayal that I love is Gideon just going above and beyond for her. And it's not so much a sense of betrayal all around with all these characters. It's the fact that we can see both sides. We
Yeah.
can see why all these characters are doing why they are doing the actions. They're trying to survive. My question to you, Maya and Lola, we've been talking mostly about the last episode we talked about like black men's mental health. As someone who's been raised by a single mother, I've seen like my mom just like trudge to the mud. Like, okay, this is happening, but I have to do this.
Right.
We see these myriad of black women on screen in this season. How do you guys feel about them just like pushing forward? Is it like yes, girl, or is it like another black woman having to just make it happen? Let's start with that.
Yeah. So I think black women often we feel like we have to keep going. Right? We have to keep working. We have to keep pushing forward because of survival. Right? That's how we are uplifting ourselves, our families. And if we stop, then we're letting down ourselves and the people around us. And so when I think about these characters and what they're going through, I think Juanita and Sandra are both in a space of, I'm at a loss, right? The school's closing. I need to figure out my next move. I need to just keep going, keep pushing forward. Unfortunately, that means that they are not resting, right? They're not taking the time that they need for themselves to really heal because there's trauma associated with losing your job and a school closing. We talked about that in our first episode. But they both don't seem to have the space to give themselves that peace of mind of stopping and doing nothing. And I think, unfortunately, like a lot of black women feel that way. I don't know how.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. Like I said before, I wasn't really feeling Sandra in the beginning, but I gained a lot of respect for her, especially because when she let out saying that, like, I'm tired, I'm scared, that's like a true thing. You know what I mean? When you are, like you said, losing a job and like needing to find another one, it's scary. It's scary. So, I mean, I say right on. Sometimes you have to push through. You have to have that moment. But you also have to give yourself gratitude and admit that you're tired. Because a lot of times we just push through and we're not admitting that, like, all right, I need to take a step back. And so when she said that to Dustin, she was like, listen, I need a break. You know what I mean? I need to, like, figure out my next steps. It's true, because we are meant to push on, and we don't have a lot of people who even understand that. You know what I mean? So
I think there's a moment actually in episode 304 where Juanita is baking.
Yes,
And I saw
yes.
that as a sign of she's taking care of herself.
Yep.
She is like, okay, there's nothing I can do. Let me do something that brings me joy. And also I know your song is
Yes.
also featured
Yep,
in that
yep.
scene.
Yeah.
And it's a wonderful moment where she's finally saying to herself, okay, I'm taking care of myself.
Right.
And then cuts to, 305 and what we find out in terms of the betrayal with Gideon. I would have absolutely felt betrayed. I
Yes.
think Gideon is trying to do the right thing, but as a journalist, he has to report the truth.
Right.
And this situation is multi-layered, and as you said, we're seeing both sides.
Yeah.
And I think he might be making things worse.
I think so, yeah. Especially
Yeah.
not telling her and not being honest.
Honest,
Like
yeah.
if you would have just said it from the beginning, we could avoid all the other domino effects. So
Yeah. So we're seeing like Gideon trying to support Juanita, and also at the same time we think about this is happening to Dustin and Sandra, right? And Sandra's trying to pick up the pieces, move on, find another job, let Dustin know that it's okay. I don't know if Dustin's at all supporting Sandra and how she feels, right? It's not going both ways. And we were wondering for you, Robert, how was your approach to Dustin's mindset around the school closing, around his mental space this entire season? I think we were thinking about episode 1 to 6, where we are now.
Yeah.
In the beginning, he was kind of like, not
Yeah.
if you want,
Yeah.
it'll be okay. And then 305 and 306, we finally see that breakdown. So we want to just talk to us a little bit about that.
Dustin is very much, it does get better. But I think when he lost his brother, that's when everything kind of shattered. And I think reality hit him even more that he doesn't know what to do. I think he's looking for support in so many ways. And I think I believe he's so safe with Sandra that he's looking for that support, and he's not realizing how much of a weight he is on her. So that's where the disconnect comes from for both parties. And then now he's seeing the same thing that happened last season happen again. So it's just like old wounds
Trigger,
opening.
yeah.
Old wounds opening up. I think at this point he's just at a loss right now. He just doesn't know what to do, and he's not as controlled that you usually see him as. I think now he's just releasing everything that he probably just holds back in certain situations, in all situations now. So
Now, transitioning the morning after, we see Daniel and Elijah faking the funk. And then we also see that with Tori and Lori, they are finally seeing each other after Cameron's passing and in the real world. Speaking of awkwardness, I just wanted to say like the music fuels the tension between these characters, and that speaks on the cinematography, also the music. My question to you, Lola, is can you shed light on your experiences as a musician creating a song, and what it means to have your song elevate a scene? I know you spoke briefly about it at the beginning, but can you dive a little bit more into your creative process
yeah.
in creating a song and also singing it
Yeah, sure. Like
real time?
so when I create music, my background is musical theater. So I really like to do story-based songs. You know what I mean? About a storyline, about maybe how about love, about anything like or struggle or anything. So when you guys use the music, it's like, okay, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do by creating this music and writing from this point of view. You know what I mean? So and sometimes it's a struggle to kind of find even a point of view to write about, because everybody kind of writes about the same thing, but it's specific to my life and it's specific to like what I feel. So I'm just glad that I can give that story and make it a push, because like when you guys used Worth It, well, you used Worth It and Hello Beautiful, which was amazing. Hello Beautiful, that was, now I'm going kind of back, sorry y'all.
Take your time.
Yeah, like that really kind of, because the song essentially was about my mother, and you guys, Cameron was gone, you know what I mean, and my mother also passed. So when I heard that song, I was very emotional. It was very like, and it was closure for you, and it was like, sorry, I'm like you for Tori.
Yeah.
Tori is high on my list.
Right, exactly. I'm like, but and then also Worth It for Juanita. She was like, I am worth it. I put a lot of work into this school, and you know, I have to realize that I am worth it. And that song is very powerful. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's like my creative process. I want to write a story, and hopefully it can be used in commercials and shows, and you guys are using it.
Hit her up, hit her up.
yeah.
I think that applying your musical theater background to creating your lane, your own lane, essentially, into music. That's beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah, I think
Super
that-
proud.
Yeah.
I'm learning something.
dope.
new.
Okay.
When we think about these characters, they're really hurting. And Lola, your music has really helped to push that story forward, as you said. So thank you. It's been amazing. At the end of episode 305, we witnessed that intense argument that we've been talking about between Dustin and Sandra. And that line, you already said it, but I love the line that Sandra says, I can't help you if I'm broken too.
Yes.
And even the tension in her voice, like her voice cracked a little bit when she said it. And it was so real and relatable because you cannot pour from an empty cup, right? You can't help other people if you're broken and you aren't taking care of yourself. And when Dustin finally hears that, it's as if he gets it. Like
Yeah.
a light bulb turns on in his brain and he's like, oh, I've been a fucking jerk. And I'm broken, but I'm broken too. We're all broken.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
It's
totally.
just so powerful. And that breakdown. Oh my gosh. That was, yeah, that whole scene. Fire.
you. Thank you.
Amazing.
Robert, your character has been through a lot. When I say a lot, I mean a lot. Your environment and your dynamics, well, let's separate it. Dustin's environment and experiences are drastically like changing. Or facing a massive reconstruction. Let's just say that. How did it feel to finally release that? Like, as we said in 305, the way it played, you finally heard Sandra say like she's broken too. And I think in that moment when you heard her say that, Dustin had vocabulary to what he is feeling.
Right.
He is broken. And you portrayed that so beautifully.
Thank
as
you.
we said before.
Thank you.
So has there ever been, can you explain how you finally reached that moment? And then also, has there ever been a moment in time, let's keep it in the world of acting and on set, that you felt too broken to move forward?
I'll be honest, I didn't do much work on that scene because I wanted that scene to be really authentic. Because I think that was it is kind of the breaking point of a stalemate between their relationship of what's going to happen next. And since everything's been happening, like you said, it's just like that breaking moment for Dustin to release something. And I think, has there ever been? I mean, now I've moved on from the Dustin, from just Dustin. And again, what was happening in my personal life, I used that also too. So it was just like I didn't want to work on it that much. So I think to give what I needed to give to my scene partner, I just had to be just open to what she's saying and really hear what she's saying. So it's more work on what her lines were saying to me than what I was saying to her. Because whatever she's giving to me, I'll give it back to her. So I think just
Yes, actor. Come on.
yeah.
We
So-
love the trend.
Yeah. So it's just like just being as open as I can. And I think that was the first time on set that I kind of just let it go. Because then problems are not with Sandra anymore after that episode. So yeah.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that and sharing your craft and kind of how you approached
Thank
that
you.
scene.
Thank you.
Y'all both are so talented.
No, thank you.
Love it. So at the beginning of episode 306, we're faced with Daniel and Elijah. And I love
That was a beautiful
this.
shot.
I love this.
That was a beautiful
Shout
shot.
out to Joey.
Yeah, facts.
That shot is so powerful and magnificent and beautiful. And that nighttime scene, I mean, people are looking out the window, you can't see anything. It is dark. And for me, what it made me think about, because I've definitely felt this before, is like you're trying to think about your future, but you see black. You don't see anything. And that's how you know you're in a dark space. And for you, Quan, like, how do you think Daniel felt navigating that uncertainty?
One, shout out to the crew and the writers and everything. That was a long day on set. But it's like you said, your future's in front of you. You have all these things that you wanted. You finally have the job you like or wanted, strove for, but everything is not clicking how you want it to be. This is not what you pictured, but you got what you wanted.
Right.
So it was just very much be careful what you ask for.
Yeah.
Right.
Um, and Daniel is at that time, in that moment, he is worn down. He says it like, I feel like everybody just like, I need my mom,
Yeah.
or I
Totally.
need someone, parental figure that knows me. And he says that he's not in touch with his mom. He's not in touch. The work is like, yes, he got what he wanted, but it's like a juggle. And then the person he loves is not understanding him.
Right.
Even though he's like trying, it's like hitting a nail on the head. And I think when he starts crying, or when Daniel is me, when we start, it's like finally a release of like, I did this because I felt this way, and it's a truth. It's a very honest moment. It was very hard to be honest and say those words like, I had sex with someone because they made me feel this way, but you make me feel this way also, and I shouldn't have done it. I'm sorry. And actually mean it, but to also be faced with, I'm going to leave you right now. So it was difficult playing that. It was just like, I love you, but no, but this. So it was just like, I had to trust his decision, Elijah's decision, because ultimately he's alone in Boston, in this world.
Right.
I have all the support, but reality, I don't have support. So it was just like being an adult and
Heavy.
sitting in the darkness.
Right.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You did an amazing job.
Yeah,
Seriously.
Thank you so much. Robert, you co-directed this episode with Joey. Congratulations.
Yeah.
I've been there.
Yeah.
It's not an easy job. But you did it. Can you speak briefly on creating a balance between staying in the present, doing your acting role, and also coming behind the scenes and directing everything?
Yeah. So when I got the message that I had permission to co-direct, I started the directing process first. Get that out of the way, find out what scenes I wanted, how I want to do it, how I'm going to elevate everything on the script and stuff like that. I will say anime was a big inspiration.
Shout out to Crunchyroll. Can we get a sponsorship, Crunchyroll?
Right now. But
$100 prize for everyone.
So, like, to be quick with the directing part, the most important thing was this episode, we got 2 new characters that we don't know about. So I really wanted to tell the story without, we don't have any lines for them. So how can I tell the story with their eyes? So my favorite part, when Crystal, when Sandra said, that's what Dad used to say. That's the only line you need. Then you zoom in her eyes. Then you see the whole backstory. You can make it up. You can make it up on your own. You can make it up on your own. So I'm getting a little excited, but you can make it up on your own.
Before you keep going,
Sorry.
who are those 2 new characters? Can you just for the
Sorry.
people who, like, don't
So
know?
Crystal is gonna be Sandra's mom, and then Josephine Jones was my mom. Facts, amazing. But we didn't have any backstory. They just popped up. So I was just like, how can I really emphasize there's tension and there's something going on? So I just like told the Mike, the cinematographer, I was just like, just zoom in on her eyes after she says that, and you get the whole story. And then it's funny, I'll be quick. This funny, I was doing a watch party with 2 of my friends, and one of my friends was like, damn, on that zoom in. I was like, that's what I wanted. And then with the acting portion, I did that after I did when I felt like the directing portion was done, which it wasn't done, because once you get on set, everything just went out the door. I was like, okay, hold on. So the acting portion, I just kind of did what I've been usually doing. What's my subtext? What am I doing here? What's my objective? What's the overall objective? But I got so excited about the directing part that actually helped me with my acting part also too. Like I was more conscious about the framing. I was more conscious of everything, what I wanted to see, how I wanted it to be done. But also being an actor, I gave the actor space to give me what they wanted, and I just pushed them even more to elevate it even more. because this is at the end of the day, this is our project too. So how can I as your director guide you to what you see you want to do? So that was really fun. Yeah.
That's
My fault for getting excited because that night was fire.
Talk your
Yeah,
shit.
that night was fire.
through. I mean,
Yeah.
that graduation dinner scene.
That was heavy
the
too.
tension.
My name is Chris.
No.
Mike told us spoke.
Yeah.
You didn't say nothing.
And the fun trivia, we were on a time crunch too. Like we only had the space until 10. So that scene, it's a long scene. I think it was like 6 pages. And I originally wanted to have everybody have their own like close up, but that would take too much time. So I was just like, how can I really get the story? So it was just like the actors, that's why I was like so big on letting the actors tell me what they want and just me guiding them so they can get the performance that they wanted. And my also favorite scene from that dinner scene is when Crystal was like, when do you have time to be a mother? And it's a shot of Josephine like, oh, and that's what I love about like film. It's like there's so much happening without being spoken. And then you also hear somebody else talking, but you're still stuck on that. Sorry, but that was fine.
No, it's
That was
okay,
fine.
but it makes me think about August Wilson's work because a lot of his plays are just people in one room for a set amount of time,
Yeah.
maybe a few hours or an afternoon, and what are the tensions that are bubbling up amongst those family members. And even when everyone was arguing and the back and forth, and you stood up or Dustin stood up and was like, ah!
Yeah.
He popped.
That scene was so great. And I was just wondering, this for all of us, like, what are your thoughts on these relationships, meeting family of your significant other and the tension that could arise with that kind of situation?
Sorry.
You gonna go first?
I mean, see, I'm living a great.
She said
All
this
of my
roses
happy.
over here, baby.
My fiance's people, they love me. But it can get tricky because there's a conflict of interest, right? So as the partner, you want them to be happy, you want the family to like you want to be perceived well.
Right.
But also sometimes you come into a relationship where the family is just not like, the dynamic is like crazy. You know what I mean? So then you have that clapback pretty much, you know what I mean? So it's a struggle but at the end of the day, the only thing really that matters, I know you say when you marry or you get with someone, you get with the family too. And essentially that's true, but it's always, I love how Sandra and Dustin still stayed. You know what I mean? Even throughout, your sister Deborah was like, see ya, because but it's just so crazy. So when you're trying to join together and you're having issues as a relationship, and then the family, you kind of see why they might have these relationship issues. That's what I see in my head. It kind of like says, okay, so now I see why Sandra and Justin is just, and oh, I get it. It kind of clicks like a puzzle. So yeah,
for sure. What are your thoughts on
I
blending families?
Yeah, I haven't done it yet in real life, so it was just interesting to see and play it out. And I do agree, you do see where Dustin gets his like snappy remarks from and his like his quick wit and stuff like that. And then I do like the fact that Crystal and Josephine are the same coin but different sides. Like Crystal is Crystal, and I always thought that, and talking to the actress, I told her, I was like, you are what Josephine used to be, but you're now the mature version. You're going to slip in sometimes of being the snap back, but don't fall into the trap with the beast. Be your own beast. And then so just seeing like, and I feel like that whole scene is kind of, for me, it's a choice. It's like people choosing where they want to be in the future. My sister chose that this is not a good partner for me. Crystal is choosing to be with her daughter and support her daughter and protect her daughter, while we're seeing Josephine choosing to still be who she is and not growing. And then now the last person of the whole argument is Dustin. What is Dustin's choice of all this? So it's just, I feel like that whole scene was just about choices, past choices, seeing what it is now, and present choices and picking to be what you want to be in the future type of thing. So
I can speak on it from a friendship standpoint because I met all of your family. And you just try to be the best person you can be, like to show who you are. I've always tried to, like, I am Quan. This is me,
Yeah.
but also I belong in your child's life. Like, I'm not a bad influence.
Right.
Like, I'm a good person. I'm at the same level with your child. I'm doing the same thing, and I'm elevating as well. So I always try to place that aspect. But when I blended, I think when it really blended is when y'all met my family and y'all came to my house. And you saw how my mom and my dad and my uncle and my grandma operated. Shout out to Set Your Ice Lip. My your family. Yeah, so, and I feel like then you guys understood me a little bit more. So it was just like, how can I be the glue? But also, please don't blow up. Please don't do this. And the worst thing did happen on my birthday party, but it got rectified. So it's all good. So it's possible. It's hard, but you have to, you being an addition to someone else's life is you being that addition and showing like you're positive. Even though there is some negatives, you just, I'm this way.
Yeah.
now.
Right. No, true. It's very true.
For the most part, and I'm here for the long haul. I think the long haul is the image you want to portray.
Right.
Dope.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think, well, it's difficult. It's hard. Everyone's family is different. Their ideals are different, right? I like to think that I'm in the business of children and family, being a teacher. And so I get to see family dynamics all the time working with my students and my parents. And I'm become an entity that gets blended into their family for the school year. And it's like, hey, it's me. You know, we're emailing all the time. We're figuring out if little Billy needs his first day or not. So that's a new perspective for me of blending families that I've never even thought about. But when it comes to relationships, it can be really hard. And I think you and your partner just want it to go well. There's like so much tension riding on like that moment. I want their family to like me and vice versa. And the best advice I think I can give anyone is just be yourself, right? Be authentically you, show up as who you are and be honest. And no regrets about who you are, right? Because that's all we can do at the end of the day.
And to tie that, you see that being who Dustin was and having that outburst in that moment, he found I wouldn't say second mother
Yes.
in Crystal at the end of that. Like, you need help.
Such a touching
I
scene.
can help you.
Yeah.
Let's figure it out together. And I think that hug was just so beautiful.
It was.
Yeah.
And to see you just sink into it, I was like,
Also, that line of "I'm free falling," that line was I connected with a lot of people. Wow.
amen.
Yeah,
A word.
Definitely.
for sure.
Well, this is the end.
We've had so much fun.
Yes. Thank you both so much
No,
for
thank
sharing
you.
your journey, your light, and your time. Thank you to everyone who's listening and who's watching episodes 305 and 306. Stay tuned for the rest of the season
Yes.
and all that's to come. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you for watching.
Thank you.
Go Knicks, go FIFA,
Yes,
go
go World
Cup.
So much.
Everyone's a winner.
Well, I don't know.
Put your $20 down now.
Gotham City.
I'm on DraftKings.
Except for this.
Yes, but thank you both, Robert and Lola.
No, thank you for having us.
Amazing. Yeah. Congratulations on the show.
Yeah.
Woo! Episode 3. Can't we all
Succeeded, I'm on the moon. I took to a current accelerated journey. It's all good news.